sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like, be sure to share, be sure to comment. Yeah. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah. Say hey. Hey, yeah. Say hey, hey. Hey, yeah. Say hey. Say hey, yeah. Say hey. Motherfucking jackpot. We still jackpot, bitch.
All right, what's up, everybody? It's Ballet at Brand. We got the weekly nights of the crypto roundtable. Currently with myself and Motley Investor. How you doing, Motley?
What's up, Brad?
Just not much, man.
Just retweeting out your tweet earlier, real quick.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Yeah, it's always the. Even with Richard Hart streams, it takes usually a couple of minutes to get all the stuff out on, Telegram and Twitter. So appreciate you doing that. It's something that I look forward to hosting, and appreciate you guys inviting me on in the first place.
Yeah, everyone's running late today, so that's all right. But I know look into crypto and DC, and I don't know if Coffee's gonna be able to make it today, but they should be here in a little bit. So.
Cool. Yeah, no worries. I was actually debating if I should have put everyone's name in the title or if I should have just done the Knights of the round table. But either way, if they can make it, great. If not, no worries, I guess.
Yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Yeah, it'll be good SEO.
Yep.
But
all right. I'm just getting these out to the chat room. Did you already put this stuff in Telegram?
So I just did it on hex.com. Yeah, I'm gonna do it for the rest of the Telegrams too, real quick on Hex Pro, and then the other one real quick here too.
What do you want to start talking about today then?
Sure. So I guess everyone's favorite part, right? The price. Price is pumping. Price is looking pretty good. So Ethereum, from a wrap up of our last stream, Ethereum had the futures, the CME futures launch on Monday, and today it's looking pretty darn good too. So I mean, right now the price is
1800 right now. So we're pretty much sitting. I don't think it's gotten much higher than this. So we're pretty much sitting at Ethereum's all-time highs right now. So that's pretty incredible. Yeah, $1,806 currently from Nomics, and then it looks like Hex is sitting just shy of 1 penny, 1.3 pennies, I believe. So yeah, we've been experiencing a nice little pump ourselves too. So that's been pleasure. Hey, what's up, Coffee? Can you hear us? Does he know he's live?
Oh yeah, maybe maybe he's on YouTube, but anyways, yeah, good to see you,
Sorry,
Coffee.
guys. I'm setting up my headphones still.
Yeah, do your thing.
Bluetooth. If you're talking to me, I can't hear you right now. Give me one sec.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time. So yeah, to your point, we talk about the price, right? I know there was a lot of speculation. With the futures coming out. Was that is history going to repeat itself as far as Bitcoin having its CME futures and that being the top of the market? Some were speculating, and at the end of the day, it's looking pretty darn good right now, and I'm pretty bullish this bull market, man. Pretty darn bullish.
Pretty bullish this bull market. Yeah, no, I know a couple people were thinking about that, and I know a lot of people had stuff in reserve if Ethereum was to drop back down some of the prices that we saw earlier, but I think we're just a little too early at the beginning of this bull run. We haven't even kicked off yet. So it's not going to have the same fate as Bitcoin did in the past. I don't believe. So I think Ethereum's just been waiting to break out, and it has now. So like I don't think it's got to look back. I don't think we're going to experience something like we did back with Bitcoin, like with Elon Musk faking everyone out with Doge and then going straight into 1.5 billion with purchase from Tesla and Bitcoin. If anything, the bull market's just starting.
Totally. I feel the same way. I mean, a lot of people, even Richard had mentioned that, he's quite experienced in technical analysis and trading and stuff like that. And even this run for Bitcoin, he didn't expect it to not be dipping as much as it has been. It hasn't been retracing a whole bunch. It's been holding its levels up. So I agree. I mean, I think this is just like kind of like the first leg and just getting started. So it's really cool to see everything going on.
What's up, Coffee? Can you hear us now? Oh,
Muted.
Yeah.
And I'm good. How you guys doing?
Perfect. Good.
What's up, you beautiful Hexicans? How's everybody doing?
We got Old Man Hex. We got Sig. We got, bless you, COVID. Oh, probably should say that.
It's got me.
That's all good.
Never mind.
I don't have much time, guys.
Yeah, strike that. Yeah, we got Morales, Star Code. Yeah, I'm chilling there. What's up, everyone?
Yeah, good to see everyone. I know Hex Mac. I know he's one of the Australian crew, and even last night I was actually watching after Discord Syndicate. There was Hex Mac joined the Unwrecked Pirate, like the Hex Late Show with all the other Australians. So that was pretty cool.
He's been doing a lot of streams lately.
Totally, man.
Trying to think. I was trying to pull up my tweet so I could give this guy credit. Hex Mac, you probably know. What's the guy's Twitter for the merchandise? Oh, there it is. At Crypto Styles USA. So Hex Mac has been working on. I have like one of the designs right there.
Nice, dude.
When Saturn.
That looks good, man.
And then I was wearing one earlier today where it was like an astronaut and a 555 stake with the Hex emblem up in the top corner. And I know he had some generic crypto merchandise that he just kind of fills in whatever crypto. But I know Hex Mac actually went out of his way and helped him come up with a couple of new designs like the Saturn and the astronaut one that actually looked very good. So between him and Hex Mac, they've come up with a lot of cool designs. Yep, there are a couple of them. His shirts just came in as well. And that's Crypto Styles USA. The guy's really cool and seems very happy to cater to the Hexican community.
That's awesome. They look really good. I've made a t-shirt myself too, and the thing that I've really learned, I didn't know like what the actual like terminology was, but I need like a direct to garment, but like a heat transfer, like a vinyl transfer, because the way that it prints out on your shirt looks great.
For the gradient, I mean the gradient can be a little bit better, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. But yeah, I think Richard just mentioned vinyl is the best for the transfer, like the color gradient and Hex, the Hex logo.
Yeah, it had some issues earlier, like trying to like find out like websites that would help you make it and whatnot. So, but that's cool, man. Yeah, it looks really good. Even when you mentioned that.
Sig Hex is like, you guys wear clothes. I don't even leave the house.
Yeah, I wear the same T-shirt pretty much every day.
Oh yeah, bro.
I mean, back when I had like one Hex shirt, I was just throwing that on for the streams every time. Like it just sits next to my computer table.
Yeah.
Just throw it on real quick.
Every time I get in front of my laptop, it's like, all right, the shirt's coming on. Time to go.
All right. It's like your little cape.
Go time.
What's up, look at the crypto?
Pretty good. Yeah. It's intense how many streams there's going on in the Hex community. I know Maddie was streaming too. So yeah.
Maddie, funding gem, us. I know Coffee just put out his latest video, elevator pitch. I haven't got a chance to listen to. I saw that you got it down to 8 minutes. So that's
a quick one. Yeah,
that looks pretty good. Which I think it needs to be right.
I was hoping people could take some tips from it maybe and put your own spin on it if you want. But I tried to tell the story with as if it was to somebody totally new, right? And so I think we can all work on that. Because it's hard, right? You don't want to hit them with so there's a share system and there's blah, you you lose people right away with the shares. And anyway, I got some more videos coming out too, but it's great, man. We got a lot of streams going on, huh?
I think we're all guilty of it though, because we get so excited with what Hex is. It's just like you want to regurgitate everything, and then you realize you have to rein yourself back in, because the amount of knowledge that we've accumulated is over a year worth of information. You can't just throw it at everyone and expect them to get it or hold their interest. You got to keep it simplified.
I mean, we're like graduate students from a class, and we're trying to teach like 101, like Hex 101.
Yeah, that's good.
I put the video up there for the share screen just so everyone can see what we're referring to. Go, obviously go follow Crypto Coffee if you haven't already. But I agree, man. I as you can see, watch 5 minutes and 15 seconds so far. Still need to finish the rest of it, but you did a good job, man.
You didn't sell them. It's got 5 minutes and I switched up.
What you're telling me is I need to make it shorter, and it's okay.
A little bit more. Brand's like, I've heard this. Next.
Brand's like, well, I got bored right around here, so as you can see.
What's up, Crypto King?
Funny, dude. Yeah, I think we can all give each other harsh criticism, myself included. So guys, please, shit on me if I'm doing something wrong. Like, don't literally shit on me, but tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Metaphorically, lay a poop like freaking Kyle's dog did on midstream. Oh my god,
that was funny. That was great.
He knew it was coming too. Like, he was just kind of like trying to swat him off, but keeping an eye on him the whole time. And then you just see it go in the background of his screen, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Hex Live was just like, yeah, I could see it. It's just sitting there.
I could see it.
Totally. No, it's funny. He's just petting the dog the whole time, and the dog, I guess, had to go to the bathroom. But to your point earlier about the elevator pitch, right? I think the more like the keep it simple, stupid motto when you're explaining something to someone, the more layman you can break it down, and the more simple you can break it down, the better of a teacher you are. So you did a really good job, even in the 5 minutes and 15 seconds that I heard of just describing what Hex is like, similar to the blockchain CD without getting into all the shares and whatnot.
Yeah, well, there's this thing called the Feynman technique, right? So Richard Feynman, he was a theoretical physicist, and he used to, there's a lot of jargon in the academia community, and there is in the business world too, like at the in the tech world and working in business. There's a lot of jargon everywhere, and it really is bullshit most of the time, because it covers up the core ideas that we're trying to convey. So I think simplicity, and the Feynman technique had 4 steps. It was identify, explain like I'm 5. Like, he invented the ELI 5, I think. Reflect and study, and then organize, convey, and review. So, I mean, you can look into it, but if you can't explain somebody something simply, you don't really understand it yourself, right? So we need to use less words, be more direct, more to the point, and yeah, that's it.
And we think we all can do it, but then when you're actually put on the spot and you have to actually give your sales pitch, you realize it's actually much harder to explain something, especially that can be as complicated as Hex. You really do have to work on it, practice it, and figure out what your simplistic pitch is to someone who's hasn't spent the past year looking at Hex, maybe even looking at crypto overall. Like, you might have to go very simplified with it.
And that's another thing too. There's a spectrum of inbound messaging and outbound messaging. So I wanted to talk about the spectrum, right? Nothing is hey, what's up, RG3? How you doing? Nothing is black and white, right? Everything is nuanced, and you have to live in this world with one foot in each end of the spectrum at the same time. You have to be a person that does everything, right? Should I be a generalist or a specialist? Well, you got to do both. You got to be general have a lot of knowledge about a lot of things, and then very specific knowledge about a few things. So when it comes to inbound and outbound messaging, this is how we make Hex a global domination cryptocurrency, right? We need inbound messaging. So what we're doing right now is great, right? But I think Hex is weighted really heavily in the inbound messaging side of the spectrum, and kind of lacking a little bit in the outbound messaging. I mean, we're doing a great job, but I would like to see, and there's going to be a constant push-pull, right? One day we go a little far to the outbound side, and then maybe we need to go focus on the community a little bit more. And when I say inbound messaging, I mean community, right? So the fact that we've got 4 streams going on is awesome. But you do have to question diminishing returns. How much are we just talking to each other and hyping each other up? Yeah, we all know Hex is awesome. Who new is coming in? And I think you can judge by the metrics, right? So you can see, we got 100 viewers. I think that's a lot more than we used to have. So we are making progress, and we are slowly sucking people into the black hole that is Hex. Everyone's kind of on the event horizon, and we're just sucking them in. But how do we get creative about this outbound messaging? It's not a question that I have the answers to. It's just something I've been thinking about a lot.
Well, an easy one for everyone to do is stay on top of the news now, especially in crypto space. And as Elon wants to freaking kick off the bull run, it seems like stay trending, guys. Don't talk. I know it's counterintuitive, you would think, to not talk about Hex 24/7, but like talk about what everyone else is interested in. The rest of the world is still interested in just Bitcoin. Our no coiners, they've heard of Bitcoin. They might have not even heard of Bitcoin, but most of them heard of Bitcoin. So you got to talk about it. When Tesla decides, one of the world's, probably the world's most popular company besides Amazon, decides to buy $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, take advantage of it. Like, I made a stupid freaking video in my car just to get something out, throw in the keywords, and do my best job at SEO. It's nowhere near what coffee does, but it's at least something that gets out there. And maybe I got in front of another couple people, 5 people, 10 people.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I was going to call you out because you've just recently come up with a whole bunch of shit that's like, the MetaMask airdrop video. That's something that everybody can get interested in. Or, you did a video on GME stock, right? GameStop?
Yeah.
And
well, I haven't done a GME one yet, but yeah.
Okay. Well, you're doing stuff like affiliate marketing and like stuff that's, truly outbound. And yeah, those videos don't get as many views for me personally, because everyone just wants to come here and hear about Hex stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. But you never know, because the views that do come in might be new. Right.
Might be more beneficial to the community.
Yeah. I want to show you guys something about a little SEO tip. I'm not an expert, right? But it's really just basic stuff. When you're in Twitter or you're in YouTube and you're tagging stuff, there's some techniques to tagging where it's not just like here, let me share my screen.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to see that, because
let me just make sure I'm not sharing too much.
Close the porn file. Close.
That's a lot of tabs, dude.
I always do like just the individual tab. That way it doesn't like
remember the old days, like when we didn't have like all these spam filters and firewalls, and like you open like one tab and it would just give you like 20 different tabs and pop-ups back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Degens.
Totally, man.
All right, I'm trying to share. It's can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
I think Band's got to approve it once you get it up.
Yeah. I'm waiting
she
for
said.
it to show. It hasn't.
I just clicked the share button and it fucked everything up. It's Chrome's not responding.
Okay. Yeah,
So
my end, but...
might have to.
Well,
did you freeze? Did it freeze you up?
Yeah,
it's done that to me in the past. You might have to get out and come back in, and we can.
Okay.
Dude,
I'm gonna control alt. I'm gonna escape these programs, and I'll come right back.
Exit scan, as we like to call it.
Talk among.
The other thing that actually works really well too is if you start, you could actually have content lined up and then start dropping it like once the price, even something like the price starts pumping, because like that's actually
Ethereum.
Well, you could do pretty much. Well, if you look at the Hex chart, like a lot of people get drawn in. They get drawn in, like what Richard said is true. Like they get drawn in with green candles. Like for example, like with the whole Elon news, there was a huge green candle that day, and there's a lot of talking, a lot of conversation. So generally, price movements are also, you get the inflow, so you could actually just kind of drop like certain things, kind of what Motley did with the whole Tesla news to help boost up the view count, because you get a lot of people that are not necessarily like even in the Hex ecosystem, or they come from some other community, they're watching the video. So that was a good you definitely Nate well capitalizing on that opportunity with the. With
I was like,
Elon.
getting out of the
big
gym.
one.
I was getting out of the gym. I was like, this is too big not to talk
Yeah.
about real quick. Even if I gotta slap my phone up here and just talk for a couple minutes. It's too big of an opportunity to not strike while the iron's hot, kind of thing.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And then that's
yeah.
sorry, Brad. I was just gonna say, if you get out there and the news is only a couple hours old, like there's not that much content out there. You're gonna front run a lot of the content that's coming up. So you might be very surprised. You could have a viral hit on something you didn't think was that big or that well put together, just because you're the only fish in the pond. You're gonna get pulled up.
Yeah, that's like when the 1-inch airdrop came out. It was Christmas Day, and I was like, "Ooh, I gotta make a video of this." Sorry, family, I'm gonna just go do a 20-minute.
Screw you guys.
Yeah, like I love you guys, but fuck you. No,
Yeah.
no,
Catch you in 10.
and that's how Hexologist Uni airdrop video got 40,000 views. 40,000. A lot of those
That's
people
huge.
were not Hex people.
I think
It's
you
good.
bring up a good point in Gary with funding Jim, as we all know. He's talked actually a lot about this, but is to your point about not just talking in your group, but also outbound, right? So not just Hex, but the 1.5 billion for Tesla. Like that's a big deal, and a lot of people don't realize, but all that money coming in just makes all the other ships raise, right? So the rising tide kind of raises all ships, and it'll bring more news to Ethereum and all the other stuff too.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, Elon's tweeted about Ethereum in the past. He's aware of it, and the pump is coming. Guys,
Yeah.
smash the like and sub. Also, congratulations to Hex King on your first referral for Staker. You're doing the Lord's work, sir. Let me
Nice.
share with you really quickly a screen from
Oh yeah,
Studio.
There it is.
Studio.youtube.com. So when you're tagging stuff, guys, when you're tagging stuff in YouTube Studio, don't hit them with the Hex crypto Hex tags. Like don't do generic tags that everyone's going to find you for anyway. It's like when you're doing an ad, a Google ad, you don't want to just use the word Hex crypto in the ad, because when people look up Hex, they're already going to find Hex. Like we've optimized more than enough for Hex crypto. You know what I mean? So what you want to do is these longer tail keywords and try to anticipate what people are actually going to be searching for. And you're going to want to do this. I learned this recently, right? So I'm not like an expert, but you don't want to just have a preset list of tags that you just slap on every single video, because then, I mean, yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're
I'm
right.
saying,
You're
I'm
right.
saying that because I made that mistake for basically all year, and I recently only started to change this about a month ago. You want to anticipate on every unique video. It takes an extra 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, but MetaMask airdrop. Will there be a MetaMask airdrop? How to get MetaMask airdrop? And then I went to other tokens: DYDX airdrop, Paraswap airdrop, Zapper airdrop. I looked up like top 10 potential
10
airdrops. And then free money crypto, how to claim free MetaMask crypto airdrop, MetaMask free airdrop, free crypto airdrops. Just all these different combinations of what you're anticipating somebody will have an intent for, right? So if somebody searches that exact phrase, you're the only one in the entire world that has that keyword on your video. So take the extra time, do this in YouTube, and do it on Twitter as well. On Twitter, you can tag images with alt text. You put alt text on images and it makes them come up on browsers that much more. I mean, you can do this anywhere, on websites especially. Use the alt text for things that you want to rank for. It takes an extra 5 minutes, but it's worth it, especially on YouTube, which is where everybody's coming for their crypto content. Nobody's really tagging shit. Like I've scraped other big YouTubers' tags, like Ivan on Tech, Tone Vase. They all suck ass at tagging. They don't know shit. So fucking do this.
You don't have to when you've been the top of your space for so long. Like those
Yeah, they're
guys,
getting tired.
Yep.
They're
Same
getting
old grind.
comfortable.
Lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're ripe
Yeah.
for
Complacent.
disruption. Yes.
I'll be honest, I'm kind of guilty of that too, where it's like, yeah, Hex, crypto, and all this other stuff. But if you can do the keyword and the long tail searches that the other people are doing, to your point, that'll expand the awareness.
Yeah, my Tesla video was the first one that I actually altered the just slapstick keywords. So it's like I need to put Tesla in here. I need to put 1.5 billion. I need to put Bitcoin or Elon buys Bitcoin, Tesla buys Bitcoin, stuff like that. And it took me in all reality like 30 seconds to type out a few more phrases and then slap it up. That's it.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, dude, that's literally what an entire semester of like social media marketing will teach you, like that shit. They'll spend like 2 weeks on that.
I had that discussion come up all the time because I'm a Navy recruiter now. So a lot of the counterpoints and arguments I have to bring up against are people wanting to go directly to college from high school. So I have to bring up a lot of those points about how a lot of this information, unless you're going to school for a doctor, engineering, maybe law, like you don't really need a degree these days. Like all the information's out there. Like people like Coffee have that information. We have this information. There's different courses that you can get for pennies on the dollar. But like, unless you're really going into a specialty field, a lot of people we're still in the old school mindset that our parents were in. You have to go to college. You have to go in the next stage of your life as education. And I've been to college and I've learned a lot of this stuff is useless. I wasted thousands of dollars for stuff I could have picked off a damn YouTube video in like 5 minutes.
Khan Academy.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So look into crypto. I need some hopium, bro. Actually, no. Today's the only day I don't need hopium.
It's good pop. Yeah.
Things look really good. I think time is really running out for people to basically get in. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be, I'm just going to keep saying this. It's going to be really fast when it happens. I mean, literally like
it's amazing.
What crypto does, it has this expansion over like 4 weeks. So, I mean, if you want to get those mad gains, like if you're out of position, well, good luck. You'll be buying it like 7 cents.
Today was an amazing day. Like over all of crypto, everything I hold just was like skyrocketing today. And Hex obviously is my biggest bag by far, but maybe irresponsible, but yeah, it's a pretty fucking big bag. And like today was the day that you live for in crypto. Like you got to celebrate the days like this. Like it's a big green candle day all around. All the right coins that are supposed to pump were pumping. And I mean, I just don't know how much. I mean, it's blue skies. It's new territory. All new all-time highs for everything right now.
Yeah.
Makes all the sideways action worth it.
And what's going to be awesome is we still have not yet seen we're going to start to see balance sheets like from companies adding things like Ethereum, and then there's going to be that exploration, like what is this?
What
Ethereum?
else can I add? Turn these Fortune 500 companies into degens when they realize they can have a 10x on their essentially on their net worth due to a small crypto holding that might only be 1%, 2% of the company's value, which is exactly mind blowing.
I know. It's incredible. And like, I mean, just wait till when Hex is a responsible part of a well allocated crypto portfolio. It's going to be like Bitcoin, Hex, Ethereum. Like, I don't know what else I would put in.
That might be about it for a while.
For now. I haven't seen anything good enough yet. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Tesla, I mean, and I think it's really cool that Elon and his company like pulled it off with Tesla buying Bitcoin, because Elon really is innovative in his fields that he decides to pursue. And like, he really is ahead of the game in the traditional finance markets. So like when Elon makes a move, a lot of people might be like, you're crazy. Like, what are you thinking? Like, are you like, and usually 9 times out of 10, he's always right. Like the first to come in and do the electric car, first one to really get into the electronic PayPal method, which was actually called X.com, by the way, if you guys haven't seen that.
That's what was supposed to be Bitcoin. Elon wanted PayPal to be Bitcoin, but it wasn't. It couldn't be because of regulation.
Yeah, I actually have this conspiracy theory with Elon entering the market. So, I mean, this is amazing for crypto in general, but what I'm speculating on is, since there's a lot of those tweets on Dogecoin, I call this the time rewinds, where Elon was like, fuck, I'm getting in the market late. I got to pump something really hard and like distribute some coins and get their Bitcoins. So I have a sneaking suspicion the Dogecoin run up, like he got some mad Bitcoins on that run up.
Yeah,
and then you
that
have
was a Doge fake out.
Yeah. and that it was hilarious because like one of my friends, his fiance's sister was literally saying how Dogecoin was like the next Bitcoin and being serious. So I was like, okay, we're starting to get like the complete like total noobs entering the market pretty soon here. So
Yep.
I would say all in all, just a good sign across this entire market. So this whole thing is just going to explode. I am super bullish.
Elon was like, "Hey guys, look at Doge. Look how cool Doge is. You guys, it's got a dog face on it and everything. It's pretty great, right?" And then he was just like, "Tesla is just like, I'll take 1.5 billion Bitcoin, please." Well, everyone's like, "Yeah, this Doge is pretty cool."
Oh my god. It's incredible.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what 2017 looked like, and it's crazy how quickly we forget, right? But you know, I remember I was at work and people were all talking about, you know, diversifying their portfolios in crypto. LOL.
It's dangerous.
I know, it's like diversifying into what, like the same thing. But
razor blades and hand grenades.
yeah, basically. And yeah, people were talking about, this was the year of 2017. It just felt like it flew by so fast. It was just people were talking about, you know, Litecoin was a big one, and like Dash and like all the, you know, the last ones from the last round that, you know, that they're probably going to get back up again on this one. Maybe not quite as high, but now there's a new wave of these DeFi coins that are going to be like the new darlings, the new golden child of crypto. Only a couple are going to survive. And yeah, I'm just trying to remember like what the environment felt like so that I know when I feel that again that it's time to sell. You know?
So me, it was almost like someone came up and slapped me across the face when I knew it was going to end, because it was really my first time into crypto, like mid 2016, and like I got into mining first. And I think I've talked about this with Look Into Crypto before on a stream, but like I was into mining like heavily because I invested like 8 to 10 grand, built rigs. I had to learn essentially a whole new language when it came to computers, to crypto. So I was essentially learning 2 different languages that were foreign to me at the time. And so like I had to invest a crap ton of my time to actually get everything up and running and make my initial investment profitable. So I was so committed and focused to everything. And I knew every day the prices of GPUs. I knew if they're going up, going down, all this stuff. And I saw it towards the end of 2016, early 2017. I saw the GPU prices. Like you couldn't even get a GPU if you wanted. Like they didn't exist in stores. And I saw them slowly actually coming back into stock. They were sitting on shelves for a little bit. They weren't getting crazy like 2-3x per card. I was just like, oh, I could just see the progression of everything slowing down. I could see, I was so into the weeds with mining. I could see the profitability going down. And like everything was just one flag after another. And like I ended up selling all my my main hardware, the GPUs and everything, for almost 2x what I paid for them, and they were used. And it's just because I saw it going down. It's like, oh, this isn't going to be profitable for much longer. Like it was just the writing on the wall was plain as day for me. Whereas a lot of other people were fully vested, still on that crack cocaine of freaking crypto's going to make us all billionaires, trillionaires. And I saw it clear as day because of how I delved into it for the first time. I saw all the writing and the warning signs coming up on the wall.
You had a different perspective. I was in the Moonboy camp. I was buying like fucking Veritasium and all that shit. Like I was buying everything that moved. And I think I bought EOS. I think I actually made money on EOS, but I lost money on Stratus and fucking God knows what. You know, 0x I think I held way too long. Every shitcoin. I mean, they're not even shitcoins, but you know, every crap thing that you know died. But yeah, where's I going with this? Yeah, the lengthening cycle theory, though, right? So if there are lengthening cycles, this one ideally should last longer than a year if the bear markets are expanding. So do you guys think it's like we haven't even seen anything yet? Like we haven't seen shit yet, and this is just like,
I think so.
Like, do you think it's going to be bigger than you could possibly ever imagine, or what?
I think so. Sorry, go ahead, Brad.
I mean, I agree to Motley's point earlier that Elon Musk kind of always has been, you know, not fringe and whatnot, but like a lot of people that were shorting Tesla stock, they ended up getting wrecked. And now with the whole Bitcoin thing, I think this is just like that first foot in the door where these other companies might see like, oh, okay, we're going to maybe start accepting Bitcoin too. And not whether they accept it is the point, but the more people coming in. I mean, you mentioned like, man, is it getting to the mania phase? And it's interesting. I think like every cycle, it does have like new crowds that it ends up bringing on. So like last time, it might have been a lot of us that were like sitting through that altcoin cycle, but this time it seems to be like a lot of the people, even with like Robinhood and whatnot. I think they can buy like Doge on Robinhood, but there's a whole new wave of investors that are coming in, and I think it's just the beginning. To your point,
Until they take away the buy button, then you
Yeah.
can't buy it.
Yeah, then you
Yeah.
can't do anything.
I mean, I think you're right though. You know, watch them take away the buy button, and that's when you know that the top is in, right?
That's it, guys. It's over. Robinhood's getting out. They're canceling our buys.
But yeah, like what Brand was saying, Elon basically just paved the way. He basically just gave every other company permission
Green light.
to invest in Bitcoin. Everyone's like, oh, richest guy in the world did it. I want to do it. I want to do that. You know, and then, oh, wait, JP Morgan, or not JP Morgan, Michael Saylor did it, MicroStrategy. I don't even know what other companies have. I can't keep track, but this is going to be the new wave. Like the domino effect is going to be all these companies buying. And, you know, that's going to hopefully perpetuate the news. Hopefully it'll come in a little bit slower because companies actually have to move a little slower to get into their positions. Maybe that's what'll space it out, because my prediction for the top wasn't until 2022, but I could be wrong.
And I know Latecoin Moses has spoken on this before, but he's really not planning on investing on any coins that pop up from like this point on, because right, like everyone's going to take advantage of that money grab. I mean, the space is already filled with honestly a bunch of crap already. There's very few that are even halfway decent or have promises or some promise. And like, just look at the list that Richard tweeted out, I think it was today or yesterday, where he was just like, oh yeah, let me give you a couple examples of stuff failing, rug pulls, hacked, whatever. And he just he went in, he just kept going. And I was like, holy crap, when you see it in list form of truly how many things in the space fail or scams, get hacked, it's mind blowing. Like it really is a minefield that you have to navigate. And with these no coiners coming in, like unfortunately a lot of them will just get wrecked. So it's important for us, like individuals like us, to get out there and do the best we really can to get that voice out there. It helps us and the Hex community, obviously, but also saves people from themselves, getting them into something like Hex and then locking up their damn coins so they don't FOMO into the next thing that's just going to blow up in their face. Yeah, perfect.
Yep. And this thread just gets longer every day.
Yeah.
BitBoy NFT exit. I don't remember that. Quadriga CX. Guy faked his death. McAfee. Killing everything under the sun.
Dude, I think I know what you're talking about with the BitBoy NFT exit, because I saw some shit trading. I think there was some cards he was like trading on Rarible that probably are probably worthless now. Like there were these
Shame on you,
BitBoy
BitBoy.
NFTs.
And you know what the funny thing is? A lot of these projects and people have called Richard a scam, Hex a scam, and we literally just have video after video of everything they've promoted and said, you know, either they were probably getting paid under the table or they were in early and just getting ready to dump on people's heads. And all these things are rug pulls, they're hacked, they're scams, and like it's crazy that we've caught so much flack in this first year, and it's the only thing that's truly held the line 100% up and no issues. It's crazy. Hold on, Brad.
Sorry. I was just I was trying to tell you to scroll up, but the Mimble Wimble and Grin coin, remember when that was going to save the world? Like Mimble Wimble, the brand new consensus mechanism.
Did something happen with them?
Hilarious.
They were
Apparently they got
51%
51% attacked.
I didn't even know about that.
I didn't know either.
What's the price look like right now?
it's a good question.
Let's take a look.
But you guys kind of talk about like this new wave, right? DeFi definitely kicked off into something that I personally didn't expect, but also I've kind of just been holding Hex. And when Richard does, when Motley says like the list is so much longer when it's written down like that, when Richard writes that list of everything that's had inflation bugs or even recently there's been other hacks and exploits, it just goes to show you like, man, something like Hex, sure, it's been around for like a little bit over a year, but throughout that whole time, it has had 100% uptime, which is impressive.
Yeah, it's what happens when a lot of these things are just not even finished. Like it's the same thing as 2017, and so we're gonna see it. Like what I was talking about earlier. about DC. Like you're gonna see more and more of this these coins coming on the space, and they're literally just slapped together tokens that are gonna say they're gonna do this, do that, do this, and then they're gonna post something about them ceasing all functions, and they're out, and you're gonna see the liquidity disappear. Like that's the dangerous thing with DeFi now with these liquidity pools and these dexes. Like they can supply the liquidity and then just pull it from you. They can exit in one foul swoop. Once they feel they've made enough profit, they can exit and they can just move on to the next thing and then rinse and repeat. And we're gonna see a lot of it happen over the next year or so.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a rug puller's dream over the next basically 6 months.
It's gonna be so bad.
I've already started to see like suspicious just like basically things on like subreddits, things like that starting to pop up again. So yeah, just think about it this way. Nobody wants to give you free money. So if it's too good to be true, well, it's too good to be true every single time. That's just kind of how it is. So, but the thing is, like, if you look at, that's why like the whole staking thing's awesome. Because like, you don't have to, I mean, you just hold your coins and like, that's it. Like, I think where most people, they think, they probably think something like the APY or something like that is like too good to be true or something like that. So that probably seems like they probably see that and then but that's mostly just due like out of like either ignorance or just they don't know. So there's always ways to like improve on that. And what's going to end up causing like the shift in terms of perception is a lot of it is going to be time. Like the price is going to do things like do some incredible things. And people are going to see like this shit is not like, it's not going to go away. Like this is here forever. So that's why at a certain point, like people are going to be like, fuck, like I wish I bought like the people had a lot of opportunity to get in. But I guess that's the thing. I guess whoever does end up even just staking their coins, they're basically going to do themselves a huge favor over the next like 10 to 15 years.
You save yourself. Like, I mean, there, even Hexagons, I'm sure at times it felt like, well, you know, when we have the sideways action, like they want to start exploring stuff because it's the new thing. Look at how many times they've gotten hurt or gotten their hand burned. Like it's going to happen. So it saves you from yourself by causing you to physically lock up your coins and then extracting a penalty if you don't actually hold up to your end. I'm curious, real quick, Coffee. So I know Look Into Crypto mentioned the 40% APY. And I think a lot of that just comes from a traditional finance mindset. Like that just doesn't it just doesn't exist. So it sends off automatically. It's going to send off warning bells. So I'm curious, in your sales pitch, did you even mention the 40% APY? How'd you go about it?
I did. I really briefly just said it. And, you know, looking back, that's another area that I could improve on. You know, maybe depending on your audience, you adjust that APY. Maybe you say 13% or 17%, because it can really be anything. It depends on your stake length, you know, amount of time. But these longer stakes really are paying 40%, and that's not a lie. So it feels weird to undersell something, but if that's what you have to do based on your more traditional audience, like I guess that's what you have to do. I mean, in crypto, that shouldn't be outrageous because there's these bullshit DeFi like yield farming things that are like 13,000% APY. It's like, yeah, but it's gonna crash on you and get a rug pull. But like, I mean, so to crypto people, I think the 40% is okay. Even to open-minded people, but I literally had on Twitter, because I post on different topics, right? So I'll go under the small businesses topic and the startups topic and the, again, outbound messaging, guys, fucking pay attention. So I'll go under like the, you know,
say
like
it again,
like the startups topic, right? And people are talking about startups. So I plug Staker app, said, hey, you know, I got this. I've been involved with a new startup too. It's a crypto app that pays up to 40% APY. Someone comments on it. 40% APY. Yeah, that sounds like a scam if I've ever heard one. It's like they got hung up on the 40% part. And this is the, you know, traditional. This is entrepreneurs, right? But they're just not into crypto. So you know, be careful out there.
They're not used to being the Federal Reserve and being able to actually print your own money. Like that's the beautiful thing about Hex. It's just code. When they're like, how is that possible? It's like, well, when you actually have the bank and you're able to mint your coins yourself just for the length of time, all the inflation just goes to the people that stake. So
just what the code does.
Yeah,
like the code fucking dictates it. Like it tells you how much percentage you get. It's not, no human is making this rate. It's based on a variable percentage.
They could have very easily increased the amount of inflation Hex gets every year, and we could be seeing even higher APY right now per how much percentage people are staked. Just if they decided to set 3.69 inflation, maybe Richard wanted to do 6 or 7, which again might have been, they're like, that's way too much, so they had to lower it. So like it's all variable, and it's all just done within code, so you can really make it whatever the hell you want. It's just how is that implemented and how's it structured out going forward.
Yeah, and I guess if you're talking to somebody that's in crypto, for them it's going to be easier to like understand, like even on the side with the APY. But what they're probably not going to realize, because when they hear something like 40% APY, they're going to think, oh, that must mean like the price is going to dump or something like that, because there's all this like inflation coming in and like selling pressure. But I think that goes over like a lot of people's heads initially, because there's actually random coins in the market that are a total garbage. Like there's random coins in the market that just basically inflate out supply at like 40. It's like we've seen, there's been ones where it's like 80% inflation or whatever, but the coins are constantly coming into the market continuously, leading to like lots of selling pressure. So they like, to them psychologically, they're thinking of like one of these instances where the tokenomics are really bad, but they're not realizing that basically the easiest way for me to think about the way Hex is designed is T-shares are literally a black hole. And that black hole just sucks in like the supply of Hex, because even over time, like even if you count in the inflation, which by the way is like, there's already it's 3.69%, of course, but it takes 18 years for that to even double. There's that huge lag, and then plus you have a black hole that's constantly sucking in the supply, because at a certain point, like when the T-share rate does go exponential, like it requires more and more of that resource to get back those T-shares, and that I think a lot of people are seriously like underselling how just how big that's going to be later on, or just not I should say not the Hex community, but when I see somebody outside of the Hex community commenting on things like the Hex having 3% inflation all the time, it's not fixed or something like that.
Well, that's a great point that you brought up about the constant inflation versus with Hex, you have to wait till your stake is done. You're not getting these daily divs or these daily payouts, or I mean, the word div itself is like a degenerate bastardization of the word dividend, which I fucking hate. But imagine being like so dumb that you're in a coin that's giving you this daily, they're calling it scraping interest, where you just get daily liquid supply. That's literally constant sell pressure being unloaded onto the market every single day. Do you really think the demand is going to outpace the early guys that got in, just getting these constant daily payouts that they're literally selling right away? Like if you get a daily payout that you didn't have to work for or wait for, there's people that do that strategy and they just sell the coin to the ground. I mean, you can have that coin ride a hype cycle or two, but it's just like, come on, like think a little bit, guys. And that's a terrible strategy.
Yeah, that's where Hex stakers are actually, they're rewarded for upholding the price of Hex, just for staking out that length. And what you were talking about looking to crypto is that's really more a complexity of Hex. Like it's not going to be a simplistic sales pitch that you're going to do what you were just talking about, T-shares and delayed inflation. So it's hard for automatically 40% APY. People are going to have a knee-jerk reaction to that. But they don't understand, because it's a much more complex subject of Hex that you really have to delve into. 3.69% interest, and then that's going to be delayed because that's only going to appear once you mint at the end of your stake. So that's going to be delayed throughout everyone's stakes over the next 15 years. And it's just a lot of complex things that people have never seen before with T-shares and delayed inflation, and they don't really understand how all the different mechanisms work to produce a yield that's so high. So their knee-jerk reaction every time is going to be scam, warning flags, something doesn't seem right here. Whereas, in fact, it's really, they have to delve deeper. They have to immerse themselves to the level we are. And then I think that's just maybe a reason why maybe not to lead off on that foot, or like Coffee said, maybe I should reel it back a little bit, because you might only be getting like 13, 15% if you're only staking out for a year. 6 to 8 months, and it's just going to be easier pill for them to swallow. It's going to be more of a spoon feed, and then let them lead the horse to the water and let them drink, let them find it out for themselves. But that 40% APY, as much as we want to shout it from the rooftops, it's going to get a knee-jerk reaction not only from the traditional finance world, but you're going to get it from the crypto space as well. They're like, well, clearly that thing's inflating way too much, when in fact we have less than Bitcoin. So
yeah, it's
something
not
to
the
think about.
like the 40% is not the inflation rate, right? It's like
Right.
the overall inflation rate is 3%, but because it's all going to only stakers, it's like it becomes higher relative to you, because you're like getting 10% of the entire pool. So the ratio of 10 to 1 makes that 3.69. It makes it 36.9.
That's it.
Compared to you. But that's hard for people to get, right? So yeah, know who you're talking to. Try to treat each interaction like it's an individual one-on-one shill, and other people will just watch, and like you get those free eyeballs by just watching. But if you actually put in the time and care, like I've been trying to get this guy Chris Bleck to like me, and this guy doesn't like fucking anybody. But I swear to God, I'm gonna make him my friend. And I mean, he's a miserable son of a bitch, and I feel bad for him. But like, I'm trying this new technique where it's like I've been doing the vinegar thing for a while, and now I'm moving to the honey side. So.
Well, you and I were tag teaming that day, and we weren't even going rough. Or he was presenting a point, and we were countering it in a respectful manner. And then eventually he got frustrated, just like I don't know why you guys asked for my opinion, and then do this and you're like, no one asked for your opinion.
So he's
bro.
like, it's a typical Hex style ambush. I'm like, dude, I was just jumping in the conversation and wanted to give my 2 cents. I'm sorry you feel like you're ambushed. It's literally just me and Motley commenting. Like, we're not ambushing you.
It was like a tantrum of a young child, just like when they're like, it doesn't go their way, and like and their points are getting refuted. Like, hey, mom, dad, like, I like to get this candy bar. It's like, well, no, you haven't had your dinner yet. Have this. Well, screw it. Like, I'm out. Like, I hate all of you. And then you run off like with your blanket.
Life is like a big tantrum, dude. That guy just lives in a tantrum. But anyway, I still want to be friends with him.
There you go. Keep working on it, because it's gonna be a very long road. I thought I was a pessimist, and then I saw him. I was just like, oh, he's got it. He's got it.
Well, the cool thing about Hex is, when we talk about, right, Chris Bleck, for example, he's supposed to like be doing a whole bunch of reviews on like DeFi and stuff like this, and honestly, people like him, like, sure, we can kind of like slowly chip away, but at the end of the day, Hex is going to continue having 100% uptime. And if people like him, can't necessarily see that shining city on a hill, then that's totally fine. But I think as some of these other cryptocurrencies, continue to have like inflation bugs or hacks and things like this, Hex still is that one that's always just like Mr. Reliable. And it's really cool to see it still running.
Yeah. I'm still just thinking about freaking Chris Bleck, because like he reminds me of that conversation. Remember Richard was talking about like some people are just too smart for their own good, and I get that vibe from Chris Bleck. He's a very intelligent guy, and I think that's why I'm kind of drawn to him. But he's to the point where he's so intelligent, he can't see something staring. He's too close to the damn forest. Like, right.
Well, it's like when you start calling out bullshit, like he does a good job of calling out the centralization of a lot of DeFi projects out there. But then it's like, well, everything starts to look like bullshit, and like you're never going to have a perfectly decentralized coin. But then just to make the claim, oh, Richard Hart's controlling the entire market, it's like he's not. The OA coins haven't moved. So there's nuances to these things, and it's like technically Tex is the most decentralized DeFi product out there, and so it's like
when they blatantly say like statements that are just completely like naive and ignorant, it's hard to be throwing the honey 24/7. Sometimes people, I don't know, it's tough. When you mention kind of the honey versus vinegar, I know Dollar Cost talks about this a lot, and I agree. But sometimes you test your patience.
Well,
here's the thing about liquidity. Yeah. Here's the thing about decentralized liquidity and these new constant product markets. So these things like Uniswap are a new thing, right? The typical central limit order book mechanism was, hey, you bribe an exchange or you pay them a listing fee, and they'll provide the liquidity for you. And that's how all the liquidity was ever basically provided. Now we have a free market, basically a decentralized exchange where it's up to the users to put in liquidity. But who are the only people putting in liquidity in any of these pools? Not just Hex in any of them. It's the founders. It's the founders and the VCs because they have the biggest bags. And this is really tragedy of the commons at its finest. If you gave an equal amount to everybody, who would want to put in liquidity? Putting in liquidity is not as good of a deal. If you want your coin to pump, then you'd rather be holding the coin. You wouldn't want to hold half here, and be short volatility, basically. Because when you're a liquidity provider, you only profit the most from sideways action, right? Yeah. And so the only people that really have any incentive to provide liquidity in these new dexes are at first the founders. So you need somebody with big bags to come in and provide liquidity and not pull it, right? So that's another risk, which is an inherent risk that we can't beat around the bush on. Anything on Uniswap is subject to a rug pull potential, right? And
that's what I'm saying. Like, wait for it. Like, there's more coming than what we've seen already by the dozen. Right.
Everything out there could be rug pulled. That's one of the flaws, but you have to rely on human incentives of people not wanting to nuke their own projects, right? And then some people out there are chaotic and they do. Some people are just evil and bad actors and they will rug pull and take everything for themselves, but the majority of people won't.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is completely random, but can you throw up El Hexadente's comment real quick? Or any of them? It doesn't even matter which one. I just wanted to point out this thing. Notice the Monopoly Man's sideburns is the Tesla logo. Just throwing that out there.
Is it really? That's good
observation. It looks like it. It wasn't intentional, but I'm looking. I was like, it's pretty much identical to a Tesla logo. Yeah. I was like looking. I was like, wait, his sideburns are literally the Tesla logo.
Oh wait, he's got a Nomics. He's got a Nomics logo on his shirt.
Yeah. No, he's all the other stuff's intentional, but I don't think the sideburns is intentional. That's why it was catching my eye. Predicting the future over here with Tesla.
Totally, man.
So do I. And we're ready for the new Roadster to come out. It's gonna be sick. And even their new, I forgot what the new model is they're coming out, but I mean, I guess it still looks the same, but even their new model they're coming out is going to come out before the Roadster, and it can do. The Roadster was supposed to be the newest, fastest production model, but their new car they're coming out with does under 60 miles or the quarter mile in under 2 seconds, or 0 to 60 under 2 seconds, which is just mind-boggling.
Hey, look at that!
Also, I finally get interest from people.
Abundance, man. That's
cool.
Great.
Cool.
It's great to hear. I'm not sure who's asking you, but definitely spread the word. Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Tesla Semi is the game changer. Yeah. Wait till they get a self-driving Semi. That will be the game changer.
They're there already. I forgot who was talking about, but someone's like they're already doing essentially like trial runs and stuff. And I know what they do is they usually have a driver that stays with the Semi in case anything goes wrong and they have to take over. But they're essentially already there. They're just mapping out the kinks and the safety protocols. But like, I feel bad for like Bitfinesse and all them because like the trucking industry will be one of the first industries that I think is going to get hit hardest by automation and this new driving and AI technology that we're slowly starting to acquire.
Yeah, there's actually some really cool. I'm already even seeing like in the EV market, there's other players also kind of, they're trying to basically specialize in just having EVs for like delivery trucks and like all sorts of things like that. So it's all gonna tie like I mean, granted, like Tesla's probably gonna absorb like all of that one way or another at a certain point because it's pretty much tech
too far ahead
for Tesla.
Too far ahead of the industry.
Yeah, they have so much lined up, even with AI. It's insane. Like they've been working on self-driving cars for a very long time, and it's like EV, like renewable energy, automation, like robotics, like that shit's gonna do amazing this entire decade. And then of course, like cryptocurrency, that's like it's all digitized, so it's just amazing, like how it's all gonna be interconnected by like the end of the decade.
Tesla is going to become like the Amazon of the self-driving industry, just because they have such a technical advantage over everyone else. Like, and you see it, everyone's like trying to hop on the train, and they're coming out with electric cars and stuff. But the self-driving, they're just, a lot of them are just not even like trying to throw their hat in the rings because Tesla is so far ahead. They're just like, well, I can't really compete. So like, here's your electric car, but I can't give you what Tesla can as far as the automation and the safety and everything else that goes with it. So I see that over the next couple of years, like they're going to be acquiring a lot of these companies, and Tesla is going to become potentially like number one car. Well, is it the number one car company in the world? No,
I think it is. I heard that somewhere.
I think so.
They're almost up. They're almost up to like
crazy.
I think they're like $1 trillion market cap now, or very close to it. Tesla and Bitcoin actually are on parity in terms of if you're looking at something like market cap. So it's kind of cool.
I think
awesome.
back in the recession too, like Tesla was one of the only car companies that actually paid their loan back to the federal government with interest. Like how cool is that? Like Elon actually, like where everyone else could have just like forego paying back their debts, like Tesla actually paid it back, and look at where they are now today. Like pretty incredible. And again, just him just kind of revolutionizing the industry moving forward. But yeah, the most expensive thing in a lot of these jobs these days, and that's why you're going to see automation and AI and everything, it's eventually come down the pipe, is humans are the most expensive component for most of these businesses. So it is going to be interesting to see as we progress into this digital age, how much of that can be replaced with automation and self-driving, and just as AI does get better, what can it replace? What human abilities and traits can it replace? Because it will slowly start to come in. That's why I think that's also why you're seeing a lot of a rise in like skill-based jobs with like plumbers, electricians, stuff that you actually have to go out there, get your hands dirty, and then also problem solve to figure out what the problem is. You can't just hook up a diagnostic machine. You have to use some critical thinking and fact finding and detective work essentially to figure out what the source of the problem is and actually go in there. And it's really what kind of makes us unique with our hands and our ability to think outside of the box. And a lot of these skill jobs just see a higher and higher rate and pay because there's not as many people out there. And we've gone into this academia world where now it's just a bunch of people coming out with a sociology degree, or I can't even think of some of like the political science or some other crap that's just like gender studies. It's just like, good luck. I'll probably see you in the recruiting office because you have $100,000 in debt and you have this beautiful little certificate in a frame that doesn't do you any good because there's no six-figure job they promised you in the beginning. And now you're trying to struggle and figure out how you're going to pay off this debt when you're only able to acquire a minimum wage job at best. That transition is going to hit us in the face a lot quicker than what people think, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I agree with you there. I think it's going to happen. Definitely, I think it's definitely going to happen this decade because, it's kind of like if you look at markets, like whenever there's like a huge breakthrough, like what's that? It's not necessarily a breakthrough. It's just like all the key components are there, but it's almost like you have like it's like an impulsive wave where things change over a very short period of time, much faster than people anticipate. So, I mean, all the tech has been there for such a long time. So, it's going to happen sometime this decade. So I would say for like, if you're trying to hedge yourself in terms of like your career, like, definitely those skill-based jobs, possibly having like your own online business that seems to be trending pretty heavily. That's also a good one if you wanted to go into like more of an entrepreneur type role. But it takes time, like to do like an online business. It takes a lot of time to build up like a network and then offer like a product that's actually useful for people instead of like some total garbage that is like a temporary cash grab. So I think
one idea, when it comes to an online business to help save time and to help do things at scale would be to make a course, because that way you don't have to do these live seminars and these live Q&As. I think the course model is highly profitable when it comes to consulting. And I'm not saying that because I have any experience at all, because I don't I don't have a profitable course, but I am trying to build one because I believe that it'll be a much more efficient use of my time. Like you make it once and you could sell it to 1,000 people. rather than, you've only got 8 hours in the day. If you had to teach people on a webinar and have them sign up and, schedule, you might make a good paycheck, a good payday, but you'd have to do that like every week for months. So I think the course model with maybe a paid subscription group for one-on-one help, that could be the move, at least for me. I'd feel confident.
And then eventually, even the one-on-one, like you're eventually going to run into the wall because like you do scale, right? Like it's why you see all these rich, successful people. Every single one's got a book. Every single one's got some sort of course or instructional video because it all just scales. So they've proven to be successful. They do have some good ideas. A lot of stuff we've all seen before, though, but they've monetized it by putting their intellectual property into coursework or into a book, and then they can lay their heads on the pillow at night, and they're constantly generating an income, and they don't have to lift a finger for the rest of their lives now because they put all their knowledge and everything they acquired in the business world, and they put it into something that is able to scale with little to no effort on their part. And that really is kind of the end goal for everyone, or they should be looking into that at some point, whether it be in real estate, whether it be in stocks or dividends or cryptocurrencies or look at Hex. Like, it's the easiest thing you can do. You purchase it and you stake it, you're going to get that passive income where you don't, it's an intellectual property essentially that's going to be generating you money for the next 15 years, depending on where you're staked out at.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very curious to hear about Randy's business as well. Like what Randy did. I know he did a blog, right? I think that's how he made money, but
blogs, SEO. He was Google AdWords, I believe, back in the day.
I thought he was huge on Google Plus, I believe.
Google Plus, yep. He essentially said he ran it for like all of South America because like just no one was there. And again, it's just being that first innovator and striking while the iron's hot. When you see something new and truly revolutionary like that, get in there first, guys, and make a name for yourself. Like evidently Randy was the go-to guy when it came to like the Google Plus and all that stuff. And he was able to generate people large amounts of traffic that they'd never even seen before. And guess what? Once you do that for one person, it just word of mouth, everything spreads. And then next thing you know, you don't even have to wait for the business comes to you. You don't have to go out and seek it out anymore.
Yeah. And so that's another thing. Competition is for losers, right? Peter Thiel, go where no one else is even trying to be. Hex is aiming so high as a cryptocurrency. We're aiming to be the #1 cryptocurrency. Nothing else out there is even trying to do that. Like, we're trying to get mass adoption. I don't know of any other cryptocurrency that has such lofty goals. And so actually, ironically, we have the least competition. We're trying to be the digital CD for the entire world. And for some reason, still, no one's trying to do that. We're moving into theta.tv. No one's on Theta right now. We're going to absolutely dominate Theta. We're doing stuff that no one else is doing. To a degree, it's throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. But I mean, you want to go where there's no competition because competition is for losers. Yeah,
that's why like talking to Hexicans and doing these streams is fun and everything like that. But we got it. It really become, and even in the crypto space, like, cool, yes, we're promoting Hex, but guess what? Like, they're tired of Hex or they're biased and they have their own bag. Like, screw that. Like, we're punching upward now. We're better than the space is. Like, sorry, it really is. And we need to start pursuing financial markets and no corners and businessmen, which we already have a lot in the Hex community already. And we're just going to leave the crypto space behind because honestly, the crypto space is trash. 98% of it is garbage. There's very little out there that's actually usable or actually provides any sort of utility case. Whereas we have a market fit with certificate deposit, gaining interest, passive income. Like we're gonna start punching upwards. Like the crypto space can sit here and meddle with their rug pulls and their hacks and all just that long list we went over earlier. Like we're beyond that at this point. We're going to go into markets that aren't touched by the crypto world. And Elon's going to pave the way for us with they're going to start looking now. You're going to have traditional finance really starting to comb through this stuff. So we're going to be the first ones there while everyone else is just wrecking more and more plebs in the crypto space. We're leaving it. We're going to leave it behind. And then when you really see that kind of adoption, game over. Like, I don't care what your Hex bag is at now, like, everyone's going to be incredibly wealthy beyond their imagination.
I can't wait. I was feeling it today. I was feeling the wealth euphoria. It's a great feeling just to know that you were positioned in the right thing. and at the right time. You know, at this point, you know, I'm getting a paycheck on Friday, and I don't know what I should invest in, because to me, at this point, I've switched my thinking around, and to me, it feels so wrong to be buying into a pump. So to that, I would look for Wasabi's advice. What do you think?
I would say that the bags that we have secured, I would say that the amazing opportunity, if you're looking at, let's say something like, the thing is, I would say if you're going to still put money into the market, I do think wherever Hex ends up pumping to next, the consolidation it's at now, I'm speculating we're not going to see those price levels again during the next bear market. So I think it's good to basically keep stacking there while you can, while it's still under what is that at right now? Like 1.2 cents.
It was 1.3, just shy of 1.3 last I looked at it. Let's see.
Yeah, because it looked.
I was about to say we should be pumping it with this amazing stream. So
yeah, because it's I didn't realize how much above it's above its consolidation range now that it's been trending in for a while. But even so, if you look at the price chart for Ethereum, it finished out multiples higher relative to what it consolidated at during its first cycle. So I would say, like, in terms of risk to reward opportunity, I don't feel it with like Bitcoin or Ethereum, even Ethereum now, that I still think is going to do really well. I think it's almost at this point, you just almost have to find like whatever final plays there are that are going to have these bigger pushes to the upside. And I think basically your Hex is going to be the best option in terms of risk to reward potential. So that's not financial advice, but I think it's a huge opportunity. But I can't say I have that same feeling for, like, if I was buying like Ethereum today, I'd be like, fuck, like I'm paying basically like, yeah. So it's like the whole psychology. It's just like, I think if you're going for Ethereum only, I think the opportunity, like whatever bags you have, or you're just going to have to be happy with. So but you can
never more. I'll have some more, please.
There's got to be a rug somewhere.
Load me up. Load the saddlebags.
Yo,
we're not done yet, boys.
Yeah. Have you ever wondered why they say like you gotta let's cut a rug?
No, I've never even heard that.
No,
it's like isn't it a dancing terminology?
Yeah, it is.
Essentially,
we're cutting a rug right now. But I found
no idea where it came from.
What's that?
Some 70s. I don't know. It's just basically your feet are going on the carpet so much that you're fucking like cutting up the rug from dancing.
Hex cutting up the rug pools.
What have I missed so far? I know I probably missed a lot.
Everything. Everything.
But
actually, I was going to say the last topic would definitely be your favorite DCC, where at a certain point everybody has to be happy with what they have, and like they can no longer buy 20 times the amount of coins anymore for every $100.
Not today, good sir. Not today. DC's not done. Look at that moon man.
Think about what a mindset that is. That you don't want to buy all-time highs when literally everybody else loves buying these prices, and I'm over here like, oh, I get my paycheck on Friday. I really don't want to buy ETH because it's just a little too expensive right now compared to like the fucking shit that what I'm used to.
Yeah.
So,
if I'm being really, really honest, like people's like if you've been buying since like, let's just say you've been here since 2020, okay? More than likely, you have about 6 more months of dollar cost averaging, and I'm being very generous for the last 2 months of it.
Yeah,
that last 2 months is a very concentrated purchase of one coin. More than likely, if you have multiple coins, or maybe you just have Hex or some Ethereum, but basically it'd be that sort of thing where like, if you have been here since like right now since January, you essentially have 6 months to get your bag, or you're not, because what happens is as the prices go up higher, your purchasing power in cryptocurrency just keeps dwindling away, because when the prices are going up, essentially your dollar is losing value comparatively to the cryptocurrency you're purchasing. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like I feel for the guys fucking like 3 quarters from now when they're first getting into crypto, like, oh my god. Whew.
It's gonna be a wild one. But like we were talking about the lengthening cycles too, and like if we really do see a longer cycle that we've never seen before, and we extend out past a year, like oh my god, like yeah, you'll probably, no financial advice, all that crap, but like you'll probably be fine continuing to dollar cost at these price levels, because if we truly do extend out past a year on the cycle, like we've just never seen anything like that before. Like the prices could just get something that we can't, and we see it all the time in crypto, right? Like we can't wrap our minds around what these prices can actually do. It's just, we're just not used to a financial asset like this that can do these kind of numbers in such a rapid period of time. And if we get over a year of that, like, holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm kind of under the impression that like this next move up is going to happen. I think it's going to happen pretty fast, just because of the news with Elon and all that. I think there's a really good narrative that's going to start to cement after Bitcoin breaks above $50,000. So I actually think like the dollar cost average, I think this next wave up is just going to happen so fast that the time is really just so limited at this point. So I think all like anybody can really do that's been holding coins in this market is you can, like if you're holding Ethereum, for example, like there's a certain amount that I'm going to eventually move into like other assets like real estate, but I'm still going to hold the majority of my bag relative to like what I bought during the whole bear market. So it's like you get all this free crypto effectively, and you can just basically take out a small percentage and move into other assets. And I think that's the only way like you could really kind of maximize it without getting like completely left behind. Because the moment you start trying to like leverage like a big part of your bag, like it's horrible just seeing like it just keep pumping and pumping, and you're like, fuck, I just sold too many coins. I'm fucked right now.
and you can't do it. Like you're either gonna buy back higher, or you just throw your hands up and you're like, well, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Like oops.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
You guys just reminded me of this really sad story about the sad boy who'd buy Litecoin in 2017. Oh man, dude! Like I remember like my stretch. I went through like an old journal of like, because I wrote down kind of like what my purchases were for like Litecoin and stuff. Bruh, this is bad, dude. I was
You tell me Litecoin Moses has a Litecoin journal? That's gonna be on eBay someday.
Dude, I was like an old right here. Like, hold on.
Yeah.
You know what I do? I have like hundreds of these like little notebooks I've gotten in the Navy, these like green notebooks, and they're scattered throughout my house because I'm always picking up a new one to write down ideas, and none of it's consolidated. Like I just have notebooks scattered everywhere, and I gotta flip through each one to find like the tidbit that I like wrote down in. It's awful.
It's sad, dude. It's like my stretch goal. If I wrote this, if I can get 50 Litecoin, I'm rich. Bruh.
Welcome.
Litecoin was so expensive. I was stretching. I was like, wow, dude, this thing's going. This is probably around the time like Litecoin was over like $220, maybe $300 during probably November-ish. Maybe a little before that. I was stretched. I was like, dude, I'm like, because you buy your Ethereum, you buy your Bitcoin, right? So you're like, this is the third coin, and I'm like, dude, if I can reach that goal, and I'm just like, wow, that's. You ever like it's like looking at like cringy old videos of yourself when you were like younger and stuff. It's like, ugh,
it hurts. It hurts, but it puts everything into perspective for you now, looking back in the past and where you were at and the different what you've witnessed and experienced since then. Like you're able to maneuver and act much more intelligently moving forward and through these spaces and through these treacherous waters, when young you was just smacking his head into every goddamn wall and overhang he could find and chopping his hand off and blowing up fireworks and had no clue what you were doing, just trying to survive. But now you can weaponize all that knowledge and actually protect everything that you've built now, because you had those experiences, you had the scars, and you're actually able to utilize that now and just like I said, weaponize it and become profitable and really take advantage of what you had to go through those younger days that at the time might have been excruciating, but you can really turn them.
You didn't learn that, right? You got to make those mistakes. You got to fuck up. Just to answer Crypto King's question really quick, he said, bros, what's the fastest way for no coiners to get Hex and stake it? Here's my method. Download Coinbase, link your bank account, get your limits up if you want to buy higher amounts, and buy USDC with Coinbase because there's 0 transaction fee initially. Then just send the USDC to your MetaMask wallet and go to ethhex.com and buy Hex.
And if you can't get your limit up quick enough, once you get your Coinbase set up, do a wire transfer. Like most banks, you can do it. You can do it over the phone. Most have a limit of 5,000. If you do anything over 5,000, then you have to usually do just like a form. You have to fill out a form. But the same thing, wire transfers, go to USDC, no transaction fees. Wire transfers, Coinbase, as much as I hate Coinbase, it actually goes through that same day, like within a couple hours. I've had 0 issues. I've done it multiple times with large amounts of money, and it really is quick, easy, no fees, and it's good for no coiners. Eventually, Staker will be nice. It's just we're running into that problem right now with the wallets, and like I know Hex Lion brought this up on a show with Kyle today. It's kind of tough promoting staking and everything. And then and I know Firebun and Steph are doing everything they can, the amount of upfront capital they have to put up, but it's tough when you sell someone, you give them staker and they get to see how cool it is, but then they're missing that crucial tool of that wallet and being able to buy. And so that I'm kind of running into that struggle right now where it's like, I sell them, I get them onboarded to staker, but then it's like, hey, you got to wait for the wallet. I'm sorry. And so then, are we losing that focus? Will we get them back when the wallets come in? I don't know. Time's gonna show us. But right now, that's kind of the issue I'm running in. But yeah, like at the end of the day, as much as it pains me to freaking say Coinbase, it is a simple, easy kind of just dummy-proof way to get someone in, a no coiner.
About Gemini too. I have never used Gemini, but yeah.
Gemini's awesome. I like Gemini.
Yeah.
I haven't had any problem with Gemini. Other than if you do purchase a lot of crypto, they do put a hold on it. Usually you can move your crypto like right away. If it's a smaller amount, like $100 or $300 or something like that. But if it's like over $1,000 or something, they do hold it for 4 days or something until it's not on Gemini. It's actually for your bank because your bank's being kind of like a dick, basically processing the transaction on your bank statement or bank account or whatever to pay Gemini because they lag it on paying Gemini. I've looked into it and stuff. The banks, sure you can spend it, and then they're like not paying the exchange. So that's why the exchanges hold some on something like a Gemini. But there's other exchanges where they pay them right away, and they're just holding it because they're running a fractional reserve as well, right?
Yeah. And I mean, another good option might be is just like some of these, like I learned about Ramp. I didn't know about Ramp until Staker app. And like, I went through it and it's pretty easy. Like I ran into this exact issue with pretty much a no coiner. And like, I'm like sitting there, I'm like trying to think of how the fastest way to do it without like them having a Coinbase account or getting something KYC set up. And like, you still have to KYC for like Ramp, but you can use it. It'll get probably approved within an hour or two. And then they can buy Ethereum directly. They're probably going to see a little bit higher fees, but they can buy the Ethereum directly, and then they can move right into Hex if they so choose. So there's a lot of different tools and stuff out there. You just got to figure out what your audience is and what's going to suit them the best.
I believe for this person, long live Hex. I believe what is the holdup on the actual wallet is the cost. So I think you might be able to message like Steph or Firebun and pay for it separately and get your own setup. I think.
Yeah, we need to find out about that. I know Kareem was doing he's doing some sort of contest where like first 30 people that reach out to him with like a new email address and are trying to get Staker, I think he said he'll pay for it. So I think he's already talked to Firebun and stuff, but I like that to actually be put out because I know there's a couple individuals that I would want them to get set up or they're willing to buy their own wallets. So if that's an option, I definitely need to talk to them about that.
Totally, man.
And I know a lot of Hexicans probably would buy wallets too, just to have them.
Yeah.
Michael says, "What about Cryptopia?" To my knowledge, they're shut down still. Right?
What about Cryptopia?
I don't know anything.
Dude, I haven't heard that in forever.
They got shut down a few years ago.
Let's just imagine they're talking about the utopia of crypto. It's Cryptopia.
What if like Michael Hex is like some dude that just woke up from a coma. And he's like, "What happened to everything? What?" It was 2017. Everything was.
Where's Mount Gox?
When I was a Mount Gox guy, I had like
Oh,
1,000
God.
Bitcoin. That was like $1,000 or whatever. It's like, what
Oh my
happened?
God. And you look
Dude,
at
you're
the
a billion.
BTC, and you look at the BTC price, and you're like, "Fuck."
Yeah,
Be scary.
that'd be sick.
Yo, what's up, Brand? What's going on? We're streaming on your channel today.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so.
Don't know whose
Yeah.
channel, right? No. Yeah, Motley asked if I could set it up. So appreciate you guys, allowed me to host it, and it's good to have everyone on here. Got a lot of smart people, and I do see like a lot of questions in chat too, and so.
Yeah, so this was the thing, like, because I know DC came out with the name of this, and then like I know Look Into Crypto and I were talking about doing this stuff, and this just kind of like spawned. But like I think a cool thing about like passing this actual episode to everyone's channels is this is like what we were talking about earlier, is just growing our outreach, reaching out to spaces outside of cryptocurrency, and just growing everyone's channels. Like everyone on the screen is very knowledgeable and brings their own attributes to the freaking table. So like grow everyone together. It's gonna grow our bags. It's gonna grow our spread. It's gonna grow our narrative to get out there in front of. Again, like we were talking about earlier, punching upward and outward. I want to see everyone be successful, and so like growing everyone's channels is just it's gonna help. Like there's no need to, and that's a beautiful thing about the Hex community. There's no need to be selfish and garner all the views and everything for your channel. Spread it out, grow everyone, grow people like Brand's the youngest one on the stream and probably the most passionate in the Hex community. So like grow individuals like him. Not saying that anyone else on here has any crazy channels, but grow the young and upcoming group that they can go out there and do this well past anything that maybe some of us want to do in the years. Like maybe I want to retire 5-10 years before Brand does. I'm like, all right, I'm out, Brand, you got it. Like it's good that we can share that with everyone.
You got to pass it on to somebody.
Pass the torch.
No, fuck that. I'm a driver.
There you go.
I mean,
with our hex bags, yes. You could definitely pull it off.
Speaking of doing things that are kind of like outside of crypto, I agree with Richard's sentiment that he's mentioned before, where not every post on Twitter that he does is just about Hex, right? It's about some of the other DeFi stuff or even Bitcoin or Ethereum, because when he tweets about Bitcoin and Ethereum, maybe some of the people that normally wouldn't have retweeted Hex content might retweet that and kind of just cross promote the whole community.
Yeah, fuck the crypto space. We out of this bitch. We're going upward. Like it really hasn't rung more true to me than these past couple days, where it's just like, yeah, we're honestly too good for the space. Like not to.
Another pro tip, because I'm giving you guys so much free fucking knowledge about SEO and how to not be stupid. So when you're on Twitter, don't hashtag Hex everywhere. Don't just hex.com posting ghosts and just fucking leave. That doesn't do anything, and it makes you look like go in there and try to actually interact with people. Like I see this shit all the time. Yeah. I'm not trying to like get mad at people or anything, but like when I see on Twitter just effortless chilling, put some thought into it. Be a little creative. And here's a really, really pro tip. Don't even use the word Hex. When people have show me your favorite altcoin posts, here's what you say. Oh, you'll never guess my favorite altcoin. Or you've probably heard of my favorite altcoin, but you wouldn't like it. Or like, my favorite coin is up, 300x this year. Just say my favorite coin. Replace Hex with my favorite. Then they're going to have to say, oh, what? And then they're going to click. And then you've literally just socially engineered them to fucking click on your shit and go into your, it's really like social engineering stuff. Like do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And be careful too, right? Because they're doing it right back to you and we all fall in the trap. Like Hexicans get baited. Hexicans get baited into these fucking influencers on Twitter, especially on Twitter, to come and rage bait and post everything on Hex. And all we're doing is just generate those algorithms are like, wow, this person's really getting a lot of activity, and we're just pumping up their channel. They don't give two shits about Hex, and you're just there to give them the same fucking or maybe our new memes that we have. But all we're doing is really boosting their channel and getting their activity up. And like as much as I love to do it, like we really do have to shift gears, and Coffee is right. Like do it yourself. Social engineer, get them to click on your page, get them to promote your stuff without having to show it directly.
Fucking judo that shit and just be like, hey, like here's a different or stealth show the Sticker app. You know,
Yes,
Sticker app doesn't have hacked names. Sticker app is the perfect app to get people stealth shield.
Yeah,
Because-
use their momentum against them and spike them into the asphalt. Real quick.
Damn, that was fast.
I'm just tired. I'm tired of them taking advantage of the Hex community, because like we really do fall for that bait, because, and I think it's not 100% our fault. It's because over the year we've had to combat scam and all this stuff, so it's instinctual for us at this point to run to someone's aid, or run to go shit talk someone, and all you're doing is just you're promoting someone else that probably doesn't believe in your project. So fuck them, move on, figure out new creative solutions, be interactive. Just like Coffee said, he's trying to befriend Chris Black. Chris Black doesn't like anyone. He's fucking most pessimistic asshole ever, but like, fuck it, we're gonna crack him one of these days. Like he will come around. If we gotta sit there and hold his face for the next 5 years, we'll fucking do it. But be creative, have an open conversation.
I'll hold my comment. Never mind. I won't say that.
Someone's being a total asshole. Like if you take the kill him with kindness approach, they actually look like a bigger asshole to their followers, and you look like the nice guy. So when people are particularly assholes, if you're like weirdly nice, like very, very nice, but also
like, what's wrong with this dude?
Nice where it's like you're faking it, like you can make them look worse because they're trying to get a reaction out of you. They're trying to get you to, basically fight fire with fire, but you just got to put some water on it, dude.
Do it, and you'll watch them immediately try to backtrack. So like, just like we were talking earlier when Coffee and I were having this conversation with Chris Black, like when Coffee like mentioned like, I'm sorry you feel ambushed, man, like I wasn't trying to, like we're literally just having a back and forth conversation. Like he immediately like retracted everything and started stepping backwards, taking back what he was saying and everything. And then, he goes back to just like, well, I'm just going to ban the word hex for the next month or whatever. It's like, all right, good job, man. Congratulations. We'll still be here when we'll still be here when you get back. What's that?
You did a hashtag XEH.
Yeah. I just put it backwards. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we're all guilty of just like, sometimes it's just, it's human nature. We just want to rub salt in the wounds, and we have to get better at it. But it's just, we're smarter than that, and we can do better. It's just like Coffee said, it's putting the time and effort to really interact and come up with creative solutions to bait people in, and not like in a bad way. It's just you got to incentivize them to come to you, and they're gonna do more research if they have to come across it themselves, as opposed to force feeding it down their throats.
I was just gonna chime in on that, like especially if you start getting because what's gonna happen is like, at a certain point, there's going to start to be a huge run up, like even on the price. And then people are going to be very confused. They're going to start seeing tweets about it. They're going to be like, hey, like, what the hell's going on? This thing's up. It's going up a lot. And then like, it's just the perfect opportunity to describe why. Like, okay, the T-shares, black hole, supply, no supply. Like it just, there's really good opportunity to even educate people why this is going to start pumping really hard. Because once the green candles, it's going to be really fast, and it's just a huge opportunity to like even just describe, like, because people are going to be super confused, and then perhaps like some of the misconceptions, like for example, there's the 40% APY, but they don't realize like the supply is it's completely choked out of the market. Like there's so many little pieces of information that ultimately lend itself to huge price appreciation, and with enough time, people are going to start to like come around like to the idea and just start to realize it. But as a result, their perception is going to be different, because they're going to have to adjust to a new price point. And this is kind of like the progression of like this entire space anyway. Like everything starts to turn relative. So I'm just going to conclude, I'm really bullish. I'm super bullish on the price, dude. I mean, it's like, it is looking really good, real nice.
And
Oh,
not
yeah.
to bash on our community too much, but this is another problem we struggle on, and pretty much everyone on the stream. And I'll say that coffee again is probably the best of this. Is we like doing these live streams, right? Like it's fun for all of us to come in here and talk and do this for 2 hours. But when we start doing the adoption, we really do. We talk about we need that evergreen content. We need those 5-minute clips of talking, maybe talking about just t-shirts, talking about the delayed inflation, talking about how to purchase, talking about just segmenting everything into actually consumable bite-sized videos, as opposed to this is easier. We don't have to edit. We could sit here, have fun, shoot the shit, talk shit, whatever. But to garner value out of this, you had to sit here and watch the entire stream. And then on top of that, guess who are the people that are going to do that? It's going to be Hexicans. It's going to be people that we've already outreached. This is good, and we might pick up 1 or 2 here. But when it comes to mass adoption, we really do need to start feeding them in bite-sized, consumable pieces of video. Otherwise, your average person coming in trying to invest not going to sit here and watch our 2-hour, 3-hour, 6-hour damn stream. They need the information they're seeking at a expedited rate in a short format that gets them from point A to point B with no fluff, no filler. And coffee's the best at it. I'm trying to get better and dedicate more time at it. My video editing skills suck dick, so I'm getting there. But the more and more of that content we put out there, so people can go to Google or YouTube and search it. I'm like, okay, I need to know about staking, different staking ladder. I need to know about gas fees. I need to know about maybe an airdrop. I need to know about just different aspects of Hex that you have to sit through a freaking 6-hour live stream to get information on. You're not going to get the adoption with videos like that. You're just not. It's more of entertainment value. And guess who's there as your audience? It's Hexicans. It's not new people.
That's another tip too, guys, for anybody out there that's, and I'm really bad at this, but don't get analysis paralysis on the quality of your content. So I used to think I need the best mic. I need a better camera. I need a better setup. I need to have my camera angled in a certain way. No, none of that shit really matters as long as you're getting the content out there and just doing shit. And I know how it feels bad because like every time I release a video, I watch it again and I'm like, well, shit, I could have said that there. I could have said that there. I could have done this differently. Just get the content out there. It's actually not that hard. And it's like way better to just do something than do nothing and just think about what you could be doing.
And that's like me. Like back, I probably had camera equipment and stuff set up because I wanted to do a channel, but like I wanted to do it on investing, and I always loved real estate. And like, I mean, it really is a passion of mine, but I never got up the gusto or just like, it's weird because like I make that plunge in my investments. Like a lot of people, again, like you said, the analysis paralysis, a lot of people can read all the books, know what they need to do when it comes to investing or real estate, but a lot of those people never pull that trigger. That information is good up to the point that it's time for you to actually take action. If you don't take action, it's all useless. So you have to pull the trigger. And I know for me, I always had a freeze, stage fright. People don't want to watch my content. I don't know what I'm doing, but like I had setups, I had stuff for a setup for years. And it's just sat there collecting dust because I never had something where I was passionate enough to go on stream about or to do, or I was afraid that it was never going to be good quality. Shit, it's still awful quality. But like Kavi said, you have to go out there and put it out there. If you don't putting it out there, regardless of the quality or your content or whether or not you think someone's actually going to be interested in, is going to be magnitudes better than you just sitting there doing nothing. So put it out there, film it on your phone. All these new Samsung iPhones, like they have better quality cameras than some of these DSLRs. Like you can do it all within just your phone and put it out there. Like I did it for the Tesla video just because it was the new hype thing that was on the streets that morning, and put it out there. Just talk about it. Talk about what you find interesting, what you see coming down the road, and people will tune into it. It's just, you have to take that plunge. You with the knowledge and not actually implementing it or taking that leap is useless. You got to pull the trigger. You got to.
Sometimes that is more relatable too, when like something isn't like completely edited to the yin yang, where it is more like personable and, to your point about the phone, just a few minute video, as opposed to like going back, like when Coffee mentions like watching your own videos, it's super easy to always have that like hindsight bias, like, oh, I could have done this better and that better. But to his point, if you don't just like post it, then what good was that time waste?
Yeah, this does feel like a sales meeting right now. I feel like I'm like trying to train a bunch of young salesmen. Like you guys are all in my class.
great comments, dude. His comments have been fire, bro. It's so true what you're saying about like, yo, there is something to that of like taking some profits and then spending it on yourself. That it's this energy. Like when people see you out here dripping.
Yep, the drip, dude. Don't underestimate the pump and don't underestimate the drip either.
The drip. How's that rocket like going shirt?
That is not the drip. That's not it, dude.
I was washing, bro. Leave me alone.
That's all right. I forgive you. No, yeah, I just bought a new. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I cashed out at one point. Don't get mad at me. I cashed out maybe $7,000 worth of Hex gains. Yeah, and I mean it's not like life changing money, but bought myself a nice upgraded desk. Bought myself a fucking little shelf over here that costs a couple hundred. It's like I'm upgrading my lifestyle a little bit, and hopefully get to put it into better content for you guys, right? Like a better camera, a better mic, all that.
Yeah, whenever I kick my roommate out, this whole thing's been a streaming studio. Like, I'm gonna deck it the fuck out.
Yeah, nice.
What do you have?
What's up?
What do you have in your room? Because I really like your background and stuff, but like, what is that, like a chart or something?
Oh, like we talk about like the
green screen, and then what's behind the green screen?
It's my roommate's setup, so like it's his desk and his computer, everything. But like, I mean, we got a lot of like cool like Dragon Ball Z art and stuff on the walls and everything. But like, I would solely make like a streaming studio. Yeah,
I would love to.
I'm just a grown I'm a grown child at this point. Like, and it goes back to that nostalgia, right? Like every generation is going to have that nostalgia point. So like for me, it's growing up with Dragon Ball Z, running to the freaking TV on Saturday morning, ready for like Saturday's new episode to kick off and watch like them fight for like 30 seconds and then talk for the rest of the episode. Like that stuff hits home for me, and everyone has that nostalgia point. So if you can, again, that's something you can always touch on. If you can find something you're passionate, you have that nostalgia, you have an audience out there, so utilize it. And then it's beautiful because Hex always gives you, there's always some way to come back and relate that to Hex to some degree. And stealth promotion, whatever you want to call it, you can leave that little piece of those breadcrumbs out there and let them come to your channel and get the rest of the information they need. Just put the breadcrumbs out there.
Like nostalgia for me is like literally Pokemon. Like I fucking used to love Pokemon so much, and anything to do with it right now, I can't help it. I'm into it. Like the holographic fucking cards. You just look at them a certain way when you're like 5 years old. You're like, damn. That and like anything to do with Halo. Like I used to play a shit ton of Halo.
Yep.
I fucking love Halo, the video game.
Hang out with the boys. Like I'm not even religious, and I would go to church because like all my buddies, like we'd go and just like hang out at the church overnight, and like they had a big projector and we'd just play Halo all night. Like it's so bad. Like it's probably bad. I'm sorry for all my religious people out there, but like I was literally there for Halo, and like they also had like a paintball course. So like, I went to church for paintball and Halo. Yeah, they were pretty dope. It was a cool church, but I would just go to church for a little while just for Halo and paintball. Sorry everyone out there. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yep. It doesn't quite hit like Pokemon does with me, but I definitely went through a Yu-Gi-Oh! Phase.
Brand, just take them off. We don't need
them. Pokemon still reigns supreme. You can't tell me.
Yeah.
You can't tell me Yu-Gi-Oh's ever taken it.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Came afterwards a little bit. It's kind of like the shitty knockoff to me, but if you like Yu-Gi-Oh!, go ahead.
Wow.
No,
I'm sorry, DCC. I didn't mean that.
See what you just destroyed DC's bags that he was about to try to pump because he's already got like that Jinzo and everything else probably right now.
I remember Exodius.
Guys, Yu-Gi-Oh's next. Yep, Dark Magician.
You guys talk about
Egyptian gods. Like, yeah, that shit was good.
You guys talk about nostalgia.
Instead of looking into crypto, just talk about RuneScape party hat.
Yeah, that's not for me.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Day 43 OG said that we should start like a Joe Rogan type facility. I'm so down for that. That'd be so sick.
I talked to Kool-Aid and I have talked about that off stream. He wants to do someplace in Puerto Rico and just get like a giant like house or building and essentially just turn it into a giant broadcast studio where you have multiple studio rooms. Hexicans can go in there, set it up, and then we can party at night and just have a good time. Like, how fun would that be?
That'd be badass, dude.
Yeah, dude. Like we talked about it already. Like,
it wouldn't even be that expensive. I mean,
No,
we could buy
no.
like a pretty reasonable studio, and we could set up any kind of cool shit we want in there. You know, fucking pool tables, darts, you know, whatever.
Cool backdrops, all kinds of stuff.
Maybe like a hot tub.
Get Johnny Chaos to build us a fucking dragon just to put in the background because, like,
That's a great idea. Actually, that's a really
that's
good
amazing.
idea. That'd be badass.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. Yeah, we've
I was
we've been
planning on
talking
moving
about it
down
for
there
a while.
anyway.
Someday.
Yeah.
Someday.
I mean, maybe in like a couple years,
yeah.
Like
I'll
tomorrow,
probably
maybe.
actually make.
like tomorrow.
I'll probably actually end up give it about like maybe a couple months. I'm gonna take some of the ETH that I have, and then that's gonna open up the real estate. I already have a plan. I'm looking like
Damn.
Motley's
Good for
been
you, man.
Motley's been training me like fuck yeah, it's happening this year. What's gonna be cool
Gotcha.
too is I have a very similar like I'm definitely looking at the layouts for like streaming things like that. Getting like it's gonna be awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Dude.
It's so cool.
Just
dude.
one, just
Are you trying to say something amazing is going to happen with Ethereum over the next couple months?
yeah. Well, I am,
Are you saying it's going to the moon?
that might be underselling it. It might
Yeah.
go much,
We're going
much,
to Mars.
much higher.
Elon's going to take us to Mars
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah,
with
fuck
Ethereum.
Yeah, just and that'll give me just further confidence for my double bubble theory because I think now even back to price FOMO, I really do
love
think the
double
next
bubble.
the next leg up, 10. I'm gonna say 10 to 20 cents for Hex when it with the next impulse, and then Ethereum I could see hitting around say 3,000 to 5,000 is kind of what I'm speculating on. But then give it some time because I think the 50 to 60 cent targets are gonna play out like 2022, 2023. And then everything else, like Ethereum could be like $10,000 at the time. I mean, this is all speculation, obviously, but I'm just seeing a lot of similarities. Like,
Yeah. So how high is it gonna go? 10K?
if it plays out, if there's like the double bubble setup, I could see it actually going to like 20,000 by like
Tell me more about this.
2023.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this double bubble.
Yeah. So all right, I'm gonna pull up the price chart. Yeah.
Do it.
I know about the gums, so tell me about the other part of
All
double.
right, I'm gonna grab my lotion really quick and.
Let me raise my camera up a little bit. All right.
Exactly.
What is it? What was the show? Was it It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where the vinegar strokes?
What?
Have you guys ever seen? I think it was It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, like where Mac was trying to catch someone, and they're like he called it vinegar strokes, but it's essentially the face the dude makes right before he comes. He was trying to capture it on camera, so it's just like it's the most awful looking thing ever. Just like, and his whole goal was to try to catch someone in the act and get their vinegar strokes on camera. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia was a good show.
What the fuck?
Sorry, I wish one of you guys actually had seen it, so it made a little bit more sense.
No.
Hey, shout out to Hex Cadet. He just
Hex Mac
donated-
knows.
Exactly. Hex Cadet just donated a little bit on Twitch, 5,555 bits. So thank you for
Nice.
that. For anyone that doesn't
Thank you so
know,
much.
I mean, we can talk about it a little bit because we haven't already. But he did a really good, whoever they are, did a really good like synopsis, right, of Hex, like a year in review type deal, and it was really cool to see. So thank you for all that work, man.
Hex Cadet,
was
if you ever want to come on, like hit us up and let us know. It'd be cool to have you on because like, dude, like that video, and that's the kind of content we need. Like that really like pulled on my damn heartstrings, and I know it did for a lot of Hexagons too, because it really summed up everything we went through over the past year: the highs, the lows, the scams, like every. Yeah, there's not much lows on that price chart, but
come on. All right.
the lows, like, you know, like, damn, we're
My
going
bad.
sideways for a month. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was screen sharing there for a second. My bad.
Oh my!
I was just
But anything
so-
emotional like that is fucking
Yeah.
great content. Like anything that really makes you feel something.
Yeah, that's talent, right? Like that takes an artistic eye to clip out all those videos, go through the hours of content, and then actually pair that with music too that really just hits the right emotional cues at the right time. Like that's really essentially art to be able to do that well, and you did an amazing job on that video, so I can't give you enough credit. And like I said, if you ever do want to come on stream or something, please do, because it'd be cool to get just your background and like how you go about that kind of stuff, because that video, I think it's probably the best video that anyone's made to date. Like it really was incredible. Thank you for that.
Everything perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah, look at all
you
those,
want me?
all those
Okay.
lows. Yeah, you are sharing your screen right now, so just so you know.
All right. So what I'm seeing on the price chart, if you look back at Bitcoin's previous cycles, this entire candlestick pattern on the chart looks like a longer version of this to me. So I think we're actually currently on this move here, and this was referred to as a double bubble, where it peaked, basically went into a temporary bear market, and then basically shot up again. And so far, the way the pattern's playing out, there's a lot of similarities to this entire move. Like this just looks like a longer, lengthier version of like this entire move over here. So if you see something like this play out, I think we're potentially setting up for like a mini bear market sometime later this year if Bitcoin goes to like, let's say $70,000. Because what's even amazing now is like if you look at the trend lines for Bitcoin, it recently reclaimed a trend line that dates all the way back to like early 2015. Actually, even the entire price chart, like this to me is already amazing. Like you see instances of it here, over here. Let me actually just fix one more thing here.
And this is the Bitcoin chart, right?
This is the Bitcoin chart. Yeah. So it's recently, like, it's actually back above the trend line, which this is aggressive as fuck. I did not think this was gonna happen. I thought we were literally gonna like do something like much longer and steadier, and then eventually have like a blow off top that hits the trend line. But it's starting to regain this this line here. I'm skeptical. Like I don't think it's just gonna do this. Like I really don't. Realistically, if it keeps going up higher and higher, I do think there is gonna be a sell off at some point. Perhaps like go back under it again. And then possibly set up for that double peak later on in the decade. But so far, like all signs are pointing it could end up being like a multi-$100,000 Bitcoin sometime later this decade. I just don't think that's going to play out like at the end of this year, but I still think we're going to get really good prices. So
okay, go ahead. No, go ahead.
That was really about it. Yeah.
Well, that was really good knowledge, and the only thing I'm going to input is stupid shit, so that's why I was trying to let you keep going. Yeah. But when you said aggressive as fuck, Hex Mac, new idea for a shirt. I want you to get like the Hex price chart on a shirt, and then just like aggressive as fuck written across it. Like that'd be a dope shirt. I would totally buy that.
Yeah, hold your gains or something.
Aggressive as fuck right across the Hex price chart. I love that shirt.
I will say that's so true, Wasabi, because like I was not expecting a Bitcoin to even do this until I thought it was going to be March when we had this kind of like this price that we are currently.
Yeah.
So I was a little.
If we go into full like mega retarded bubble, this is why it could do something really stupid and just hit some retarded price targets like
mega retarded double bubble.
yeah. But that's why like I'm so scared to I'm only like the whole thing is like even for the real estate play later on, like I'm only basically pruning out just to get something like the down payment, and then just have like whatever business or job I have at the time pay things off like mortgage, like monthly things like that. Because like kind of my plan is to accumulate assets over time, and no way am I going to put myself like out of position in this market. Because literally just think 10 years from now, the people that are watching these streams literally are going to be like in the 1%. I'm not like literally like the 1% bands are coming from cryptocurrency. Yeah. It's already started that way, but it's setting up perfectly. Like like basically AI, like renewables, digitization of like assets, like and the best cryptocurrencies are what we already have now. Like those are forever gonna accrue the most value over time. So like next cycle, wherever the next market cycle starts, I really think whatever coins, like if you look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hex, like there's really like that actually solves like a lot of like it banks like totally useless. They're completely destroyed later on this decade. It's just, yeah, man, do not give up your bags too easily. Just be very hold on to those T-shares, but also like, yeah, later on, like when you have the opportunity to like preserve your T-shares, and then even you just prune off like amounts at a time. But the thing is, like, it's going to be at prices that you didn't even think were possible. Like, you're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, I'm pulling out like 10 times my principal with like a fraction of like the interest. It's just, the whole thing is just wonderful. I love it.
And for you to only to diversify into real estate a little bit and just kind of build up your portfolio outside of the crypto space as well, which is smart. Like you said, you don't really need that much capital. Like you can get an FHA loan for like 3.5%, and like it's all about leveraging your assets, right? Like don't sell the golden goose to get something that, like, you know, is not going to acquire as much, but at the same time, it's going to it will diversify you and give you another source of passive income. Because I know you and I have talked about multi-units and things along those lines, but it really doesn't cost you that much. And just in like the real estate market, a lot of people think, oh, this great barrier to entry, I need 10%, 20% down payment. You can get away with as little as the 3.5% a down payment. Or if you're a military member, there's no excuse for you not to own property, because like I can purchase properties for zero money down for the VA loan. So like I know we have a lot of military members, there's no excuse you shouldn't be buying your own property, renting it out, getting into those different revenue streams. And it really doesn't take much on your end. You just, again, you have to pull the trigger, do your research, pull the damn trigger.
Yeah, like if anything, I think for me mostly, like I don't expect, like I'm not going into like real estate expecting for like the price to pump or anything like that. Like relative to like what we're gonna see with like Ethereum, Hex, like it's
you're just not going
obviously
to.
Yeah, you're obviously you're not gonna get that kind of like appreciation in real estate. It's more for me, it's just more of like a hedge in the end. Like it's nice to have like that physical asset, but it's also like an opportunity to like perhaps use that as like a place to just start like a business or something like that. So I have other ideas in mind, and it's going to be more so for the utility of just having some kind of online business and then just having a place of residence. And it's pretty nice because like later on, like when the markets go to shit later on this decade, like I'm not going to be panicking. Like I'm just not really going to care, because that's just the kind of the nature is like over time you accumulate assets, and then you just whatever, it doesn't even really matter anymore, because you just hit a stupid level of wealth that it's just, you know.
Well, that real estate's like a thing that's allowed me to actually DCA into Hex and other cryptocurrencies over the years, and other investments. Like being a listed military member, you really don't make that much money. You get some nice benefits and everything, and there's some stuff that comes along with it, like the VA loan and education and all that stuff, but you don't get paid that much at all, really. So having that ability to leverage real estate using stuff like the VA loan and continuing to buy not just properties but multi-unit properties, I take all that surplus income I have at the end of every month, and I have my little stowaway in case like something breaks or needs to be fixed. But for the most part, all that stuff just goes and continues to build up my investments. And again, it's just with generating wealth, you want to continue to accumulate assets that are going to generate you that income, whether you're punching the clock or laying your head on the pillow. It's going to give you that income without fail on a month basis, day-to-day basis, out to 5, 5, 5, 5, you name it. You want those kinds of assets that are going to continue to generate you an income and continue to grow your wealth, so you can continue to further your outreach and just grow. And that's how you do it.
We're gonna have to wrap up pretty soon here, like in the next few minutes. I don't know if anyone wants to like say any last few minute things. Motley, do you want to talk about the thing on Saturday or?
Oh yeah. I guess I can promote that. So if you guys want to come and see me cry like a little bitch and see a couple other Hexicans, I know Brand's gonna be there.
I want to see that.
Yeah, of course. Joe Exotic's going to be there. Vince, maybe a couple other new Hexicans, but essentially we're going to do the one chip challenge since Hexo rug pulled us a little bit. This community can't do a rug pull, so we're gonna do the one chip challenge. If you guys have the ability to go pick up the chip and you want to freaking suffer with us, by all means, let me know. Just hit me up on DM me on Twitter at Molly Investor, and you're more than welcome to come on stream. But the attempt is going to be to eat the damn chip, not fucking die, and then try to talk about Hex a little bit afterwards. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but feel free to come on. It'll be Saturday. We had to change the time. It's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern after Joe Exotic finishes with his interview with Firebun. So come on. Watch us all cry like a bunch of babies and die. Oh, Cookie Boys is going to be on there as well. And we'll see how we do and see if we can even talk afterwards. So should be interesting. Be a fun little thing on a Saturday night if you're stuck inside.
Oh my god.
DC, feel free to come on so you can talk if all of us are incapacitated.
I do have access to the chip.
Huh? Do you really?
Yes, I do. It's in a local store. I know exactly where to get it.
Yeah, I've been mailing them out. I've been mailed one out to Brand. I mailed one out to Vince. Come on and do it, bro. Just do it. We're gonna suffer together. We're gonna get through this.
Awesome.
Exactly.
I'll be there. Well,
Watching?
Guys, honestly, if I can find a chip like somewhere nearby, I'll fucking try it. But I think they're kind of hard to find. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, they come out in waves. Like the grocery store near me had them at the beginning of the year. Every year they come out with like a new hotter chip, so they had it as a promotional thing. Yeah,
you know what we need?
Hotter. Yeah, we need to make people suffer more. So the grocery store that had them originally, they didn't have anymore. But luckily, my wife's my brother-in-law, I guess, is he bought like 10 of them because he works at a grocery store. So like I was like, can I get those? He's like, yeah. So I've been mailing them out to everyone that wanted to endure the suffering with me. So if you guys can find a chip, come on stream Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern. We got this, I think.
Cool, guys.
Cool.
I'm gonna head out, but it's been great.
Awesome.
All right, later,
Thank
guys.
you, Coffee. Good seeing you, man.
Peace out.
If anyone wants to say, I guess, like where they can find you while we got like a last minute or so. So Motley, you said 10 p.m. 10 p.m.
10 p.m. Eastern. You can find me on Twitter if you're interested in joining at Motley Investor. YouTube channel. It's hard for me to SEO over Motley Fool, so just type in investhex.com. You'll go to my channel, and that's all I got for me.
Anything for you looking to crypto? I know we've got your guys' Twitter channels down below as well.
Okay, I would say what's pretty funny is like Ethereum doesn't give me the adrenaline, but I know what's coming on the Hex price chart is going to give me some that adrenaline this year. It's fun.
Can't wait. I can't wait.
And then dollar cost for yourself. I know where can everyone find you? Anything that you're up to?
You can find me at dollar cost crypto anywhere in this wide world on any platform. And the only other thing is check out the Discord Syndicate Monday through Wednesday through Friday, basically every single day. Jesus.
Well, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the evenings. What time?
7 Pacific Standard Time.
And then Tuesday, Thursday is the morning shows. At what time? I think it's 10 p.m. Eastern. So 10 p.m. Eastern. I know that for the morning show, Tuesdays and Thursdays with Kinetics.
Yeah, and Saturday we're once a month we're having the Ladies of Hex doing a stream as well on Saturdays, right before Discord Syndicate.
Perfect, man.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for letting me host it, and we'll see you guys next time.
Later, guys.
Awesome. Peace. Okay, guys. So one last minute. You can just find me allmylinks.com/BalletBrand, and then don't forget to tune in to the One Chip Challenge that we're doing. So that's going to be very exciting. the more that it gets closer, I'm like getting a little bit nervous, but it's fun. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna, I'm gonna make sure to have some milk, maybe some ice cream, cool down the heat, right? So tune into that, and like Dolicost said, to Discourse Syndicate, the 7 p.m. Pacific Standard in the evenings, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then the morning shows with Kinetic. So yeah, see you guys next time. Thank you all for coming on, and till next time.